So I keep thinking to myself, like, come on, man, is this video even worth making? Is this movie even really worth talking about? But you know what? Goddamn tell me if this wasn't one hell of a positive surprise. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick and this is my review of Game Night. So Game Night is about this couple and their couple friends who would have guessed have a game night. But just to be vague, I'll say that some things go a little differently this time, involving actors, kidnappers, and a whole lot of dark comedy. Now look, this at heart is a dumb comedy. It doesn't really strive to be too much more than that either, but at that, it takes all the right steps and goes far and beyond the minimal requirements in terms of efforts and delivery. It has a really tight script with some real heart in there, and some honestly interesting character arcs too, that never gets too deep, dark, and personal, but does dig just enough to find the humanity. It's got some fantastic direction and camera work behind some of its more action-based scenes, and it has some really energetic camera movements throughout. Jason Bateman is super likable in this, though he's really just playing his usual self, and really the same thing goes for all of the notable people in this movie. Everyone is likable enough and give actually surprisingly good performances for just a little silly comedy like this. But I just have to talk about frickin' Jesse Plemons for a sec. Yeah, that dude from a few episodes of Breaking Bad and that one episode of Black Mirror that I really love, and totally have a video on, by the way. Maybe you should watch it, because this man was easily my favorite character in the entire movie. Now, luckily, they use him sparingly enough, because too much of an eccentric character like this would have gotten old quick. But the way that the film uses this policeman character is just simply hysterical. I won't go too much into it because I wasn't expecting any of it, and I think that it was much better that way. But I will say that this guy knows how to play off subtlety, and isn't afraid to go out there in terms of being portrayed as odd. Something else I greatly appreciated about the comedy throughout is that it never really relied on being gross and dumb like a lot more adult-based comedies do. There weren't really any out-of-context jokes that took me out of the movie entirely. Characters weren't talking about their dicks every other scene, and they never crossed the line in terms of trying too hard to be funny. Instead, it just relied on actual clever and decent writing, and managed to use its situational comedy and dark humor very strongly. Game Night is full of wackiness, but has some genuine realness to it too when it needs to. Its writing and comedy is both sharp and witty, while thankfully never dumbing itself down. And most interestingly, Game Night plays off as a legitimate thriller throughout in terms of look and what is actually going on, but thanks to the characters and the situations that they find themselves in, instead comes out as a hilarious and smartly goofy comedy. I don't think I've laughed so consistently throughout a comedy in a long time.